Welcome to Daily Life Connection as we continue to explore the character of God, getting to know Him so that we can walk in a deeper, richer relationship with Him and experience all the glories of who He really is. Today I want to share from Psalm 107. In my Bible, the title of that chapter is Thanksgiving for a God Who Delivers. And reading verses 4 through 7 this morning. Some wandered in desert wastes, finding no way to an inhabited town. Hungry and thirsty, their soul fainted within them. Then they cried to the Lord in their trouble, and He delivered them from their distress. He led them in a straight way until they reached an inhabited town. Let them thank the Lord for His steadfast love, for His wonderful works to humankind. Let's talk a little bit about the God of the lost. He is the God of the lost, those who've lost their way, those who can't seem to find their way out of the woods, those who can't find the destination. So many people are seeking for something satisfying. They have a destination or a goal, if you will, in mind, where they'd like to arrive in life, but they just cannot seem to find their way there. And they become driven, they become panicked, they become obsessed with trying to find that which will satisfy them. And sometimes perhaps we've thought, and God is so upset about that. Why won't they come to me? Well, sometimes they're just lost. Sometimes people just don't see the way. They don't know how to find their way to real life and real satisfaction. And this chapter reminds us He is the God of those people too. He's the God of the lost. And what is His response to the lost? It's to lead them in a straight way, to show them the way out of that, to lead them to a place where there is satisfaction and meaning in life, and comfort and glory in life, and joy and peace, and all of the good things that we all search for and want in our lives. And it's like this God is a God who comes alongside those who are lost. It isn't just God saying, "Okay, you folks, find your way out and come find me." He's a God who goes in and finds the people and leads them out. I mean, that's exactly what Jesus did for us, isn't it? In our darkness, in our lostness, He came into our world. He became flesh and dwelt among us. He came into our darkness. He came into our lostness and walked it out with us and led us out of that, led us out of our lostness into foundness. That's who God is. He's the God of the lost. It's okay to be lost sometimes. It's not just the unbelievers who sometimes get lost. Sometimes we who are followers of Christ feel like we've kind of lost our way. We've lost, I've heard people call it by different names, like this is a dry spell, or it seems like heaven isn't responding to me, or we feel like we've lost our connection with God. And the good news is He is the God who will do everything necessary to find us in our lostness and reconnect us to the right way. He'll lead us. How did it say that in Psalm 107? In verse 7, He led them by a straight way until they reached an inhabited town. They were looking for a way out of their loneliness. They were looking for a way out of their lostness. And God says, I'll come alongside you and I'll lead you. Learning to be sensitive to our God who is leading us to a good place, to a place of richness. That's a lifelong journey too, isn't it? So I just want to encourage us today. Do not let the enemy intimidate you by saying you're sort of lost, or your friends or your family or your relatives, whatever, they're lost and it's hopeless. No, it's not hopeless. He's the God of the lost. He is finding His way to them to lead them out of that place of loneliness and that place of meaninglessness and that place of want and he's going to lead them to himself, to a good place. That's who our God is. He's the God of the lost. Let's think about that today and rejoice in it. We'll talk again tomorrow.